Buying or selling a home, that is always a tall task, but with rising interest rates and a variety of different perspectives floating around, you may be feeling a little bit overwhelmed. Here to cut through some of the confusion is the founder of the Jim Bottrell Real Estate Team, Jim Bottrell himself. Jim, thanks so much for being here, sir. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So we hear a lot of things floating out there right now, in particular saying that home prices are going down. So I guess, is that true or false, and what are you seeing?
Right now it's not. Prices have surprisingly been going up so far this year. We've been seeing all the listings going for sale, selling at $20,000 over asking, $120,000 over asking. So it's been quite a shock to see prices go up quite like that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I guess, what are the trends that you're seeing right now that sort of make you think that that this is going to continue going up, at least for the near future?
Well, there's a couple things that go into it. One of them was a surprise, was the number of buyers that have come into the market. You know, it's like $5 gas. They got used to having interest rates in the sixes. That's fine. That part was a surprise. The not surprised part was the fact that there's very few houses for sale. So there's almost nothing for sale. And then you have the interest rates. Now, the interest rates stabilized for a while. And if we can get a graphic up, I can kind of explain how interest rates impact. Perfect. All right, so interest rates impact what houses sell for. So let's say, for example, you get the hypothetical family, it takes all their financials and give them to a mortgage lender. The mortgage lender will qualify them saying, okay, you're good for, in this case, the hypothetical case, a $5,000 a month payment. That lender now reverse engineers that $5,000 a month payment using the prevailing interest rates into a home price. Houses are listed for sale by price. All right, so they give them the price. So if you go back a couple years where interest rates were high fours, low fives, that lender might have said, okay, here's your $5,000 a month mortgage payment, go buy a $775,000 house. And then as interest rates over the last couple of years started dropping, that same $5,000, that lender would say, okay, now the interest rates are 2.5%, go buy yourself $1 million house. But it's the same payment. Now, that also works in reverse. If you start going backwards as interest rates have gone up, and they shot up last year, is now all of a sudden that person who would have bought a $1 million house with that $5,000 a month payment, you get to roughly where we are today in the mid-sixes, and suddenly they're buying a $675,000 house. And you can see how that would put downward pressure on the houses. So that seller of that $850,000 house or that $1 million house, they lost their buyer. Not for their own fault, but because the interest rates went up. And I also put 9% on there because I didn't put that on there by accident. That's a possibility.
Man, so you think we could get all the way up to that point? That's where you think the Fed is headed, or do you think we'll be a little bit underneath it?
I do. I think interest rates are going to go up. When you look at global demographics, age, population, things like that, I don't think there's a way that we can get away from 9%. Now, it may not happen in 2023, but we are going to go up. If you look at all the statistics, all the data, everything suggests that interest rates are going to go up. The Fed chairman last week said that he's not done raising interest rates, so interest rates are going to go up. So we had this nice spike in prices where they were going up. That's a flash in the pan. That's over. Interest rates have already started to creep up. Now the question is how much are they going to go up? How much are they going to go up? When are they going to go up? And how fast are they going to go up? Because if they go rocketing up like they did in the second half of 2022, then we're going to see prices go down again. Because we lost 17% of our value because the interest rates went up so fast, but then they stabilized. And then you saw all these buyers come back in January, and just like, again, like I said, $5 gas, they're okay paying 6.5%. So if it moves up incrementally, then I think we're okay. If we get into 8 and 9%, we might have another problem.
So when we take all that in mind, I guess, what do you say to a buyer, to a seller that's thinking about getting into the market right now? What's your advice to them? My
advice to them is do it right now.
Yeah.
And I've been saying this for a while, but do it right now, because for sellers, you have the most that you're going to get your house sold for is going to happen right now. Like I said, that was kind of a flash in the pan. Interest rates are going to go up. It's going to put downward pressure on the prices. And then for the buyer, if you're thinking about owning, this is as low as your interest rate's going to get. Because we're not going to get back to the 5 or the 4 or the 3 or even the 2s again. That's just not going to happen. That was a once-in-a-lifetime thing. It's not coming back. Just understand that we're going to see interest rates higher than they are today.
Sure, make the best out of what you got and what's happening right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jim, we appreciate your time, sir. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Thanks for having me on.
Of course. Lindsay, back to you.